All right, welcome back to my channel. How are we all doing? I hope all is well with you. Happy weekend to you. I just want to give you updates on what is going on because most of us already know the news about Aliko Dangote accusing one of his Fulani brother of corruption, Farouk. He said that Farouk, spent $5 million, training his children in Switzerland schools, just secondary school alone. Some of us may think that that is just a method because Dangote love everybody. He loves to see Nigerian progress and all that. I've seen people commenting negative and positively. Some people say that you have to applaud him, because what he's doing is he actually care about Nigerian economy. He actually want to make everything work and all that nonsense. Some said though he's talking about this because the man was against or the man is against his monopoly business because Dangote went to court to stop other people from importing oil to Nigeria. This kind of news is not my. I don't pay much interest in this kind of thing, but because I know it's all about politics. But I want you to pay attention to the headline in this newspaper you are seeing here. Look at your screen and you can see the one on yellow color. It said, "Nobody is clean. Dangote accused of unclean wealth." The only people that have been saying this about unclean wealth are Biafrans. And people say that he's about, you guys are jealous because he's not an Igbo. The only man that stopped other people from importing any goods. Today, you are hearing that sugar cannot be imported because somebody have monopoly to that. Some people say that you cannot even, like foreign rice and the rest of them, cement, for example, he's one in charge. That's why I said, no matter how dumb somebody is, once it comes to this kind of monopoly, the person, of course, will do very, very good. The person will progress. There's no way you have such opportunity from government that you're not going to excel. Imagine you loaning, billions from federal government to start up a business that only you have license to import that business in the country. How can you fail? Do you understand? So they are now reminding him, look, we know your source of wealth. We know what you are doing, how you become the richest man in Africa. People are now pointing finger at him, reminding him of what he has done and where he's coming from, his past and his present and everything. But that's not an issue. The issue is this headline that says nobody is clean. It's not as if other advanced countries that you don't have clean people. You have clean people. But why, in a country like Nigeria, telling you that nobody is clean, mean that all of them are corrupt. So how can you now expect them to fight against corruption when all of them are unclean? The only way to save yourself or to navigate your way out from this nonsense is division of Nigeria. When we talk about division, we don't call for war. I'm not saying they should start fighting war. I'm not saying they should start, causing insecurity. No. What I mean is the best way to allow this corrupt individual to go back to square one is to separate them, to destabilize this cabal that have built for years. Today, I stumbled on a video of Michael Ruby talking about his experience, his encounter in Nigerian national team. Imagine a country promising footballers that I'm going to pay you some amount of money after your match, after the tournament. And when the tournament is coming to an end, they started dodging it. The Minister of Sports and rest of them started dodging these promises, not because the government they are not going to give the money, but they're waiting for the match to tournament to end so that they will start making stories out of it. The players were, according to Mikel, this what I'm saying now actually has something to do with this video. But for you to see the level of corruption, so Mikel took it upon himself and started calling, according to him, he called the late Abakari, all right, and told him, look at this is what is going on. Abakari said, really, okay. He now sent a private jet and sent the money direct to Mikel to dispute that money, to disperse the money to players. But cabals, that Minister of Sports and all their group, were dribbling them for weeks. When they realized that money has landed, they called Mikel. Why must you do this to us? You make us look like an idiot, they said, according to Mikel. Mikel was like, Are you serious? I have been begging you all this for. I have been begging you guys for this for long. Why the delay? They have the money. Just like now they are trying to impose taxation. A country that has all natural mineral resources that could not even afford to give to banking money to their citizens, like in most countries in Europe, if you don't have work, government will pay you money for you not to go and steal. Those countries don't have what Nigeria have, but they have the the platform to help their citizens as long as you're not working. What is the benefit of Nigeria? Nothing. Instead, what they're doing now is to just hide, give you tax. You have to pay tax when they cannot even offer you what country that pay tax offer their citizens. The tax you are paying in Africa is for them to keep on use that tax to pay loan, more than loan from a country like China and other countries, and pocketed that money to their purse and pretend that they are with you. Do you understand? So I don't want the video to be too long. I want you to watch this short clip about the issue of Dangote. See, just imagine this kind of argument. It is very funny.
Let's watch this video. Can Dangote tell us the source of his money when in the 80s when he was in Port Harcourt? Who is clean? Every time when you want to monopolize, you bring issues, allegations against people. Let him come and prove it. In the 80s, we were aware of what happened in Port Harcourt, how he got his money. Nobody came out and said all these things.
But why is Farouk silent up to this moment?
You see, it's
unfortunate. The first person to fire the salvo. I asked this question. When the
refinery, Dangote refinery, he said it before, he was producing 40%. The FCC in its refinery, the fluid catalytic cracker that will make it about 80% or 90% is not working. Farouk said it before, and we reiterated it. So if you are producing 40%,
that wasn't true.
Who said so?
Some of us were at the refinery.
What?
Some of us were at the refinery. We saw it.
You are not you don't know anything about refinery. If they tell you lies,
but you also find
lies.
Also, I am at the Nigerian mixer that they don't even have laboratory.
Who told you that? You see now you are peddling as a journalist.
No, not
you need to do an investigative
journalism. Where is their lab?
Not somebody is telling you and now you are believing.
It's wrong. Each journalist is
that what?
His lab where he tests.
Did he show you how he produces, how the production takes place in his factory, and that is producing more than 50 million liters per day?
I don't want to play the devil's advocate.
So please don't do that. I'm an insider and I'm engineer.
But how inside are you, sir? How inside are you? Now he has been making the allegation that both the government, which you said should be transparent, and the regulator, which is headed
how much did Dangote give to you? How much did they give to you that you are supporting?
Nothing.
Because the way you are asking these questions,
I'm not supporting
it's wrong. No, you don't know nothing. You don't need to say anything about you don't know nothing.
But let me be frank. So even Farouk, we said, okay, take us. Let's see where you now check the quality of the products being imported.
See, there is no country who doesn't import. America imports, Saudi Arabia imports, China imports. There are countries with 200 refineries, 100 refineries. They still import. For you to measure up, to bridge up the gap. How can you? When he came, he even went to court that those importing petroleum products should be stopped. It has never done all over the world.
So now
because of monopoly,
he has brought the price. If monopoly will favor the citizens, we brought the price of petrol from 828 to 699.
It's supposed to be 400. 400. Because we give him crude 12 verses every day, every sheep, every.
All right. So the argument continued. But what I want you to understand is that without Dangote, because what provoked that Dangote to start calling out Farouk is because Farouk. Farouk was against him monopolizing the oil industry, and because of that, he started shaking on his own flop. That's why, if not that Farouk, stopped Dangote, not stopped him, but went against his mission, he wouldn't have leaked this corruption from Farouk's side. And this man talking here, without Dangote saying what he said, he wouldn't have let you know that Dangote, as richest man in Africa, is also corrupt. That's why he said nobody is clean. Now, since nobody's clean, how many of them are in prison? But why do you have some people in the prison? A corrupt system cannot be managed or pampered the way some Nigerians are pampering it, as if they are not seeing through this problem. Anyway, let me know what you think about your comments. Thank you so much, and God bless you.